Oh, all right, Egg.
Yeah. What's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah.
Well, you were
All right,
loud in
what?
my ears then.
I'm
What's
loud in
happening?
your ears.
What day?
All right, what?
What's happening? What's the matter?
Well,
4 o'clock in the on a
I,
Sunday, like. Football's just about to
I know.
start. What are you doing to me?
Well, what it was, right? I was
It's
sitting here thinking
10 o'clock.
about. I was
10
thinking
o'clock.
about like.
10
I know
o'clock
it's
next
10 o'clock
Saturday.
news. I
10
know.
o'clock
I know.
Saturday was supposed to be doing it. It's not now.
Well, I thought
I
because
know what
like
you thought.
I've been watching the gig back, see, from the 5th of September and
Do you
the Covaid
remember
gig,
the
the 5th
5th
of,
night of September?
that's
What
it, that
about it?
one. Well, I was thinking about that and I was watching it. I was like, how much of a good day it was. And I thought, I know, I'll give Egg a ring and I'll, or a message and we'll do a special and we just have a chat, me and you, like, what do you reckon?
What, like on the oof, like?
Yeah, just on the oof, like, about the 5th, what happened.
Well, I could say on the hoof, nay. But, well, why not? We'll have a chat there.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah.
shame. It's a shame we didn't have anybody else from the night on the day that, with us as well,
Oh,
having a chat, I suppose, isn't it?
that would have been cool. That would have. Like,
It would have been.
like, for instance, if Barry from Jack's, if he was you, he could tell us the things that he enjoyed about the day. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
hang on. Whoa, look
You
what it
got to
is.
pop up. You got to pop up. What's
Look
happening?
what it is. It's Barry from Jack's. Hey,
Well, where the
Bar.
hell did he come from? He's muted. You're on
Oh,
mute.
he's on mute. You've turned yourself down for so we could hear you just now. Not just now. Last week. Hang on. What's happened there then? Hang on a minute. Let me see if it's me. No, it's not me.
We've shut Barry up.
We shall
Yay!
play. I've never seen Barry quiet before.
No, not me. Not me.
Right, but log out and log back in again.
That went smoothly, didn't it?
That went smoothly. We could hear him just now. Anyway, welcome to Something for the Weekend special with Benney and Egg.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You heard him?
I know. So anyway, so the idea of the show is today we're going to be catching up with some of the artists or bands that played on the 5th of September. Covaid. Barry's back. Let's see if if we can hear him this time. Hello? No, we still can't hear you. What have you done? We could hear him just now. Anyway, so we'll tell it. While Barry's trying to work out how to.
I tell you what, do you want me to be Barry and you just chat to me? I pretend to be Barry.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, Bart, did you enjoy yourself on the day?
Oh, amazing! I had an amazing day. Can I just make an announcement right here, right now?
Yeah.
As soon as Jack's reopens, it's free beer for everyone for the rest of the year.
No, still can't hear you. That's bizarre. That is really bizarre. That is because
Barry, at the bottom of your screen.
At the bottom of your screen.
Barry, at the bottom of your screen, you'll have like a mute, stop, camera, cam, mic, share screen. Are you on mute?
It's on. He said that's on. Well, look! There's somebody else turned up as well. It's Mr. Cheney. Are you Mr. Cheney?
Hello.
Oh, we can hear Mr. Cheney.
So you can hear Mr. Cheney, but not Barry.
But we can't hear Barry.
Are my dulcet radio tones coming through loud and clear?
They are, Mr. Cheney. They are indeed.
Good.
Because look, you can see the confusion on Barry's face now because he's right.
That's not new.
That's not new. No. Anyway, so Cheney, thank you for popping in. Popping in to say hello. We thought that we'd have a little catch up from the 5th of September.
Right.
We obviously we've all spoke since, and we all enjoyed it. What was your highlight for the day?
Jeff and James.
James and Jeff.
Yes.
Defo.
Yes, the dancing. Yes, Eggy, nice dancing. Your legs hurting, Egg.
Oh, you pulled my groin. Oh my God.
It's a hell of a groin to pull.
That is a hell of a yeah. Ooh, not that I've seen it, but I've heard. Yeah, Jeff and James. If you haven't seen the gig we're talking about, go over to the Jack's page, folks. It's there. I believe it's pinned to the top. It's 8 hours of entertainment of local entertainment. Really good, right, Barry?
And the Jack's page is facebook.com/Jack's Aberdare.
There we are. There we are. We still can't hear him, but he is. Log in on your phone. Log in on your phone.
Yeah, try on your phone, but
try on your phone. That'll work then. Yeah. So, we'd all, it's the work that you guys did on the day was amazing. Really.
Whoa.
What?
Not only on the day.
No, not only on the day, and the
weeks preceding, the day 24 hours before. It's not just about what all happens on the day. It's all about the planning that goes in beforehand as well.
It is that, and
the cleanup after.
And the cleanup.
People always forget that. People forget that bit. Always do.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's not work. It's enjoyable, very enjoyable. And as for the acts on the day, okay, Jeff and James were my top, but it was just a pleasure to be around everyone. There was no fuss, no prima donnas. Everyone was positive. Everyone was on time. Everyone got into the spirit of it, and everyone just enjoyed it. And everyone was bang on. Every single artist, every participant. Nobody threw the toys up the pram. Nobody dragged on. It was just brilliant. It was nice. So nice to be around everyone. To see people.
It was, and it was, as you said, everyone pulled together. It was proper teamwork.
Yeah, it was great fun.
Let's do it. Hang on, here we go. Hang on, it looks like he's back.
Coming in, is he?
Yeah, are you there, Barry?
Well, I hope so.
Yay!
I don't know what happened then. The iPad's gone mental.
Oh, that's iPads, that is, yeah. The for some reason,
good advertising.
Good advertising.
Other things are available.
Well, we were just talking to Cheney now, and we asked him what his highlight for the day was, and for Cheney it was Jeff and James, or James and Jeff. What was your highlight for the day, Barry?
Being a prominent member of Jack's, I don't think I can actually single one out. I tell you, I will single one thing out: the after party.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Look,
no.
Look, I'm still continuing. Look, I'm still continuing. Well, I haven't come down yet. Look,
talking about the after
ready.
party. Talking about the after party. Have a look at this. I don't think Eggy was expecting. I hadn't told him that Barry.
I don't think Cheney was the only one who enjoyed James and Jeff. He's gobsmacked.
Well, to be fair, up until that point, I had been working hard all day, and I hadn't had a drop to drink until about half an hour before that point. So
but it was all the Penderi whiskey going into your hands, like.
After 10 hours.
Yeah, don't forget all that Penderi. Don't forget all that Penderi going into your hands and being absorbed. I'm sure that had an effect on all of us all day.
It mixed well with the Coke during the day.
It did.
And for some reason, all of it went. I don't know how.
I don't know.
Well,
souvenirs.
It's because we were all being sensible, and we would consistently washing our hands all day with the sanitizer.
Yeah, correct.
I want to say something about the sanitizer. What sanitizer is? It's amazing stuff. It smells beautiful. I normal sanitizer plays out with dermatitis on my hand, but even that stuff it didn't bring it out. So Penderin hand sanitizer, folks, advert there.
Aren't you supposed to have working hands to have dermatitis?
Well, True. Yeah. So, hey, look, it's confused the doctors as well. Like, but with the success of the day, you know, there have been talks of future events, and I'm sure you know the good people of Aberdare will give as much support to the future events as well, because the way that you guys pulled it together in such a short time as well, really, when you think about the time limit that you had to pull that together, I think it was absolutely amazing, and I'd like to give you a big round of applause.
Thank you, Gary. It's just, you know, we've had a lot of patting on our own backs, everyone, you know, and I think it was deserved. Everyone pulled together, and that's the bands, the venue, and the community. You know, 21,000 views, brilliant. You know, everyone's enjoyed it and set a precedent for the future. So
totally,
you know, watch the space. I'm sure we'll all be doing it again. Maybe not soon. Maybe not too soon.
It would be nice to try and pull it off, a similar thing. And this is, you know, from a Jack's point of view, obviously from a business point of view, if we could pull off something similar with a live audience, that would just be an incredible day. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, definitely.
Obviously, the logistics in that would be, I think the planning would be a little bit more, a little bit longer in trying to pull that one off. But I don't think it's impossible. Plus, obviously, with things that we got going on in the background, it could also be live streamed as well, as Janie is working on for us in the background. So we could have a live audience with a live stream in the future when we're able to, obviously, which will be fantastic for everybody.
That would be fantastic. And talking about fantastic, we've got our next guests almost lined up. I think there's one more of them to come through. But hang on. I think they are there together. So our first guests tonight, boys, apart from you two, are the first band that played for us, our very own Status Quo. Our very own Status Quo.
Hi guys.
Hello, you right?
Gentlemen from Shovelface and hang on. We got a.
There's not enough room.
There's plenty of room.
In that case, I'll say good night, guys. Have a great evening.
Yes, thank you, Janie. She'll speak to you
later. Thank you, Janie.
I gotta go and cook dinner for Geraint.
Just before we go, Jane, we gotta have another meeting.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody who's there knows what I'm on
about. I'll speak to you later. Right, Shovelface, welcome to Something for the Weekend podcast. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
Very good.
How? Just a quick question from me, Ben and Egg. You've watched obviously the video back, guys. Yeah. And listen to yourself. What do you think of the setup, the performance, the way you came across? Because from my point of view, from Jack's, as I said and I stated, that you set the precedent for the day that everybody had to follow. And it was a tall order for everyone to follow.
Well, yeah, it sounded great. I watched it back a good couple of times. It really does sound good. Sounds proper professional. It's really great, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more than impressed, to be honest, with the facilities there, with the interview. It felt like we were proper professional.
We've made it, like.
Yeah.
You have made it, boys. You have made it.
You have. Look, you had Benney interviewing you. What more do you want? It's everyone's dream in Aberdare.
Exactly.
So what was your highlight for the day, boys?
Just being a part of it was like really good though. It was like surreal at first, but then when you got used to it, it was just really good. Like
I know what Joe's highlight of the day was. His mother clipping him round the ear when he forgot his power pedal, his power amp for his pedal.
It felt good to get back into the gigs though. You know, it's been such a long time since we were gigging, or 6 months actually, but it felt good to be back. Playing.
It was like a good way to be back as well. Like it wasn't like a little show; it was a proper thing. Like, and it felt amazing on stage. Like you had a bit of the nerves, but as soon as you got back into it, it's like, all right, everything's back to normal now.
Yeah. Well, first song we played just felt normal, didn't it? After the first song.
Yeah.
And from our point of view, it looked normal as well. You know, from everything. The only thing that was missing in the room was obviously the main sound coming out the front speakers and an audience. But apart from that, I think it was just perfect.
The monitors.
Well, Eggy was the floor manager of the day, and he was the what have we got to say, Egg?
Sorry if I shouted at you, boys. Sorry. So trying to get everyone on stage and off stage on time. You know what I mean? But
He's
no,
not
it
really.
was cracking. No, I enjoyed it. Obviously, I wasn't in a position to watch all the bands on the day itself. I was having to do a couple of minutes here and there, but I watched most of it back, and fabulous effort, boys. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
So what's next for you guys now after this? Yeah, what's next for you guys?
Just writing now.
Yeah.
Practice as well.
What are we writing about? A Chinese this time, or a kebab shop, or what are we writing about this time?
Well, that new still open, isn't it, by Lidl?
I think Benney and Egg, obviously musical wise and everything else, and yourself. I think the best writing, and maybe I'm wrong.
Whoa, sorry. What did you say about Benney and music?
I think. Sorry. The best writing, boys, I think personally, comes from personal experience.
It is
something that's personal to you and your band and everything else. Yeah. And when you actually perform that, it comes across. When you're just going through the motions, it doesn't cross. But if it's something that's special to you or has happened to you, I think it comes across very well in a song. You know, like your Fish Up song. I wouldn't name it because other Fish Ups are available. Yeah. But I think it comes across as something that you enjoy, if you know what I mean. You enjoy going to that Fish Up, and it does come across in your music.
Yeah. I mean, there's a meaning behind every song, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, you looked at big bands that have maybe come from this area. The first couple of albums told a story, and then it got commercial.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and then it lost some charm and some appeal for me personally. Anyway, I think but hey, it is what it is. But try never to lose that charm.
Yeah. Double Barry's head there. Yeah, and I've got an idea for your next song, boys. Me and Egg, you're looking for a theme tune for our podcast or for a radio show. So if you want to write a nice little theme tune for us, we'd be more than happy to.
Definitely.
in the style of Nirvana.
in your style, yeah. It'd be
That'd
great.
Be quite cool, actually.
It would. What a rocking theme tune.
Definitely. We'll have to definitely do that.
There we are then. There's a thing. And every time you play that song in your gigs, then we get a plug. That's brilliant. I love it.
We'll have
always out for promotion.
And every time it gets played on a podcast or a radio show, it'll get no royalties.
You gotta give us t-shirts to wear.
Right. We will. I'll sort out something for the weekend t-shirts for you guys.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll sort out something for the weekend t-shirts. We've got to sort something out. So all right then. Yeah, there's a deal. There is a deal for you.
And have you used your masks, guys?
Yeah. I've been using the college.
Good, because I don't know if you've seen on the old book this week, there was even one of our masks in Poland.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chris Davis was rocking it. Huh? It wasn't what? It wasn't a mask. No, I wasn't going to say what you said it was. No, you said it was something sack.
It looked like a cod.
It was my cod piece. and I lost it, so I think Chris has got it. He did say it's not funny. So.
I haven't had one. I didn't have one.
Well, why?
I don't know. I didn't have one.
Right. Okay.
I need one. I've lost. Right. I bought one. I've lost it.
Chris haven't got it, have he? As well.
He's wearing that as his codpiece.
Oh. After it's been on your face. Oh.
Yeah. I know. So boys, if somebody's watching this now and they want to get hold of you, how do they get hold of you?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just
Yeah,
type Shovel Face, we should pop up.
Yeah.
Literally. On every
Facebook
social,
is
they've got
the
the
main
email
one,
address
isn't it?
up there anyway.
See,
So
Facebook is the main.
And Instagram as well, did you say, is it?
Yeah.
So Shovel Face, folks, if you go to just type Shovel Face in, you'll find them, basically.
Yeah.
You will find them. Awesome. Well, boys, thank you very much for popping in.
No worries.
No
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having you as well. I think we've
Just
got.
found them.
He just found. Who just found what? What's he just found?
Who's found what?
Eggy just found something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's great to talk to you. And everyone, go.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Welcome to the madness, boys. Welcome to the madness.
Welcome to the madness. We'll see you all soon, boys. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
There we are. Oh,
Gone. What a nice bunch of boys. I think they're very grounded. I think that's credit to their parents keeping them grounded. Because I think them guys got the talent to go further. A lot further.
And they got the enthusiasm as well. And even throughout all of this, they've kept that enthusiasm because, I know lots of people in bands and things like that, they haven't been able to play together. So they've lost, they lose them. But those boys, they've been mad for it. Fair play. Hey, talk to us because I can't hear you.
What?
Oh, there he is. You're on a slight delay. It's like,
he's all right. He's dragging.
Yes, I was like Norman Collier.
No, I said I don't think my mic is picking up properly, so I need to possibly change my mic. I don't know.
Well, mine wasn't working at all.
It's working fine now. It's working fine. As long as you're looking forward and you're projecting your voice, you're fine. You'll be fine. No, we are doing another one in a moment. He shouldn't be late because I had to go and set it all up for him.
Oh,
let me just see. I got some messages, but none of them are from him. So that's good. That's good. That's
the best thing about this for me is that I don't even know who's coming on.
No, well, exactly. Neither do I.
No me.
Why doesn't that surprise me, Egg?
I just checked.
Before somebody does come on, Egg, where's the dongly the memory stick thing that you was going to drop in? Is it still sitting there?
I have already I've already been in contact with Mr. Reese this afternoon.
Yes.
And I said that after this, I will go and make contact and drop it off to him. Either that.
Socially distance in mind.
Obviously, either that or I can make a delivery somewhere tomorrow because I got a day off.
Wonderful. Because I know that Alex was saying about that the quicker we can get the CDs all sorted and everything from it, the quicker that then the bands can get copies and we can get them sold then to raise more funds.
In fact, it's on my Poufet behind me.
Poufet.
Hey, on his Poufet behind me. Well, he should be in a moment. I just realised that I was a bit early getting
so anyway, it's my turn to ask you guys questions. How did you two find the day from your perspectives? Because you obviously asking other people the question, so I'm going to ask you two the question. So who wants to go first?
Go on, Egg.
So, well, I love organising gigs anyway, and it's been too long since I've been involved in a gig like that. Mm-hmm. So even though by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I felt as if I was on my last legs already. Partly because I'd been walking every day that week, and I'd walked 8.5 kilometers that morning. But I enjoyed every single minute of it. It was like I said, even though I didn't get to see much of any of the bands on the day, it was just great being part of basically a well-oiled machine. Everything was going great. So I loved every minute of it, and the after party was good as well.
And from Jack's point of view, we really appreciated what you did for it, and I think every cog on that day we couldn't have done it without. So
Exactly.
Well,
Everyone played a part. It's all part of a well-oiled machine on it. So,
what about you, Ben?
So I'd second what Egg said. Really, it was just to be a part of it was amazing in itself, and to be asked was an honour. It really was. And I didn't really get to see much of the action the day because obviously you're running back and forth to different rooms. But having sat down on the Sunday and I watched it all on the Sunday, and I was like, wow, because you don't really see. I didn't see anything, and I was blown away by everything, and I was like, I felt so proud to be a part of it. And yeah, it was. Thank you guys for asking me to be a big part.
There's one thing I'm not looking forward to.
Go on then, because we have guests this year.
And because at the end of it all, when I went to the bar and I basically had 2 pints. My plan was as soon as the last
magic beer.
On,
the magic beer.
I went. I had 2 pints of the magic beer, and then after Raider finished, I still had 2 pints of beer, and I went to see Clint and Dayton. And basically, Clint grabbed me and sat me down for an interview, and I was like, "I'm not looking forward to listening to that." Only because at that point I was a bit glassy-eyed, and it wasn't from the beer; it was from the fact that it was like an overwhelming type day. That's how things went. So
thank God it was over.
Good afternoon, Gene.
Jeannie.
How are you?
Evening, Gene.
Right?
Yeah.
All good.
Now, for the watchers or listeners or whatever you're doing, now, are you listening to this or watching this? This is Gene. Gene, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I spent much of the day dressed as a camp second lieutenant, simply because I can.
And how was the day for you? Go on. Oh, sorry, Egg. Go on.
I was just going to say, Gene. You introduced Gene, but
yes.
for the people who are not tuned in or have not tuned in before and don't know Gene, Gene is the drummer with a band called
Dun 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 dun.
10.
Say it however you want, really. 10.
Say it in the style of a camp second general.
10.
Well, hello.
So how did you enjoy the day, Gene?
It was amazing. Strange experience because it's obviously first time, like. But yeah, it was amazing and really well done as well. Like, gotta say, it was put on immensely, like so professional. Even Eggy.
Chill, man.
He was really professional. It was shocking, really.
Did you like your cage?
I felt like Thunderstick from Samson. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
They built him a cage to go around his drum kit, and he had such a massive drum kit. The cage was so big they only used it at one gig. So I felt a bit like Thunderstick for the day. That was good. But yeah, it was odd because obviously you couldn't hear much. You got feeling, so no, it was great. Just get used to it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boosh in ton.
The thing is, from our perspective, why we did it, Gene, and why we're going to keep it, to be honest, is it gives the audience the better experience because rather than, as you know, the crashing of cymbals and everything else going into your ears, it can get controlled and it maximizes the listening experience for an audience, as it proved on the day. So
yeah. I'm not sure if I want to do it every gig, mind.
We got to cage you somehow, Gene. You got to be caged somehow.
It's been tried.
No, the only issue with the only issue about being caged in is you're not going to be able to do the Cozy Powell routine and do a drum solo doing a walk around the kit there.
You're talking about the record breakers thing, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure you'll find a way, though, wouldn't it?
Cozy Powell hit the most drums. The fucking sorry. You mentioned Cozy
Yeah, you
Powell,
just
see? You mentioned Cozy Powell. I was going to swear and you mentioned Cozy Powell. Like. Don't know.
Well, don't you like him?
We're not going to that, eh?
No, but I put the banner at the bottom for you. This show making train strong language, so swear ahead.
I tell you what, you didn't ask my father that question. You'd have had a very different answer, I'm telling you now.
Well, he liked him, did he?
Watch Cozy Powell, but one Phil Wonder.
Ah, right, okay.
So what's next for you
An
guys?
joke about Cozy Powell.
Oh, go on. We want to hear it. Come on, then.
Not really.
When you started,
enough time passed. As well, okay. The only good sound he ever made was when he hit that embankment just outside Bristol.
Yeah.
You know what?
I apologize.
You know what? I was stuck in the queue of traffic coming back from Wembley Stadium when that happened.
No way.
I had just seen Wales get demolished at Wembley Stadium by either France or England. I think I can't remember who did. Not England, no, wasn't it? Like France or Ireland or something like that. Yeah. And I got stuck. I got stuck in that traffic jam on the M4.
No way. I was living in Bath, so I heard it on the news in work. I did. I didn't cheer
much.
So
anyway,
Cozy Powell.
Anyway, move on.
Move on. So what's next for you guys?
We're going to do a bit of recording soon.
Yeah.
Tell you what, after the event, though, we had a massive surge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had about 20 more likes on the Facebook page, and from all over the world. Russia, Belgium, France, America.
Wow. And I was out without you being dressed up.
Innit?
No.
They hadn't even seen me as a camp second lieutenant. Eh?
No, they haven't seen the fez. They haven't seen nothing.
No, exactly. He left the fez.
Hmm.
So you did, yeah.
His behaviour, I can't go into behaviour. His behaviour. It's honestly, it's unfathomable. We've tried.
And
just getting him there to play bass.
Yeah, that's true. As
that guy who should be known as Clive bought everything we got on Bandcamp, and I mean everything, like early jams and stuff. But yeah, for us it was massive in a way. Like,
I think that's what
20 people, but still.
From a Jack's point of view, that's what we was hoping. That it wasn't just raising the profile of obviously Jack's. It was raising the profile and everyone realizing how much talent is in this little lockdown valley of ours.
Well, yeah, I was speaking with Paul from Sunshine Maniac the other day about that, and the fact that so many bands on that bit that day, all local, and all amazing, like, you know what I mean? Quality acts, like. So yeah, and I'm sure he's done the same for other bands in terms of promoting them. You know what I mean? Because it must have done. It did for us, and we just turned. Like. You know
You're not just 10.
You're not just 10.
We are
ton. So, well, on the day, obviously you introduced a new member of the band.
We did. Analysis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. It's growing. Each time I see you, you're growing and growing and growing. So now I don't think you need a singer, see?
No, we're not going to get a singer.
I don't think you need a singer. I think your music would be spoiled with a singer. And this is from a singer.
We thought about a fourth member for a long time, see, and we thought about maybe samples. We thought about a singer. There was a beat poet mentioned at one point, and nothing really worked. And we know Anne, you know what I mean, and she was Tan's #1 fan before.
Analysis, you mean?
Analysis. Sorry, got to keep in character. Mine's easy. See, I've already got an S to the end of mine, and I'm Jeans. It's fine.
And isn't she Joseph's singing tutor as well?
Yes, or guitar tutor, I think.
Oh, and singing tutor.
Singing, yeah.
Yeah, Joseph from Shovelface.
Analysis can sing.
Yeah,
and she's a multi-instrumentalist. But I don't think we introduce any singing. We just. But I mean, like I say, Analysis can do so much. It's just skyrocketed what we can do now. Her and Ian together are going to be scary, like. Yeah.
No, every time I did manage to watch a bit of you because it was still early on, you know, in the day when you kicked sort of thing. So I did manage to sort of sneak in and stand at the back and, you know, and gaze at you. But I couldn't, I couldn't, you couldn't see me because obviously the cage was in the way. So, but you know.
Yeah, yes. And we all know what that's proof. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I watched, before we went on, we were getting ready, I watched a bit of Shovel Face on Mitch's phone outside the back door. Oh my God, like, weird. But yeah, Shovel Face, they did a great set. They were like, I like the Shovel Face boys, they're good boys.
They are.
But,
they are.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was surreal with a slight delay, even though I was outside. We had proper live TV, like
that is proper live TV.
But yeah, it was
well, awesome. Well, thank you, Gene. Thank you very much for
one thing before
go on. Yeah.
Right, where are we? Right, I had this. Right, look at that. Right, that's it's a truly wonderful T-shirt, isn't it? Right, but I just want to say on a serious note about this T-shirt. Right, don't challenge Annika. Right, if you meet Annika Rice, don't challenge her to do anything, okay? It really gets on her boobs, okay? She's had enough now. She was in Bath the other day, she told me, right? I was just having a look around the spa, right? Some bloke ran out of nowhere and said, Annika, there's an helicopter waiting for you. You got an hour and a half to save national pride. Honestly, it winds her up. It's like these people still think Beadle's about. Beadle's not about, man. He's gone. He's not going to do anything, right? Don't challenge Annika.
They be your folks. Do not challenge Annika.
But yeah, it was a wonderful day. Thank you very much for including us.
No
thank
problem.
You for being involved.
Thank you for being involved, Dean.
Hope this goes well.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
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 Oh, I love him. No. We've got to talk serious a minute, folks, because we got royalty in the house.
No.
We have royalty in the house.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No. Lord Aberdare.
Is it Lord Aberdare?
Lord Aberdare himself is in the house.
Look at him with his tea or his coffee. Look. We're all on this.
My non-denominatory warm drink.
How are you, Doz?
How are we? All right, How are we all?
All good.
Very good, thank you.
Good.
Oh, look at that. Egg is good. His flask out as well.
Hey.
Hi, Larry's having a piss.
well, my hands haven't been on TV.
No, they haven't been. So, welcome to the show, Doz.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
No problems. So, the main question we've been asking people as they come in is, what was your highlight of the day? Apart from yourself, obviously.
Well, no. I'll be honest. Jeff and James were absolutely fantastic. And we found ourselves in a situation where they sort of practiced their set on us the week before, which was lovely, great. And I loved Fatal Blow as well, because it was a real nice kick at the backside. I was at what time were they on? About 4:30, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So a great man. Yeah, it's just down the streets, like. You know, absolutely amazing. But we, after leaving, I came back up here and we watched it. We watched it all day, and it was fantastic. It was really, really good. So you all did, Barry. You all did fantastic, amazing work.
I've always said there's no Iron team, and the old team just was amazing on the day, and not just the team, because without you guys performing and agreeing to come and do it, and being shoved from pillar to post and quickly ushered on and quickly ushered off. And to be honest, as everyone said, and I'm gonna give more credit to the man at the top of the screen on your right now.
Oh, thank you.
The fact that everyone who's played wherever they've played have said that they have never been to a gig where they've gone on stage on time, started on time, and the gig is finished on time.
To be fair, Egg. Yeah, I mean, you were ruling it with great sort of. Great,
iron rod or iron fist.
Yeah. It was the multiple phones. Where's my clip?
Where's his clipboard?
It was the clipboard and that flamethrower you had on your back, pointing at people if they didn't move. I think that helped.
Exactly.
You did have two phones at one point, didn't you? With different countdowns on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always got two phones. Always got two phones for me.
You know, Eggy, two
Always
phones,
got
man.
two phones.
How's the video and the song gone since the gig, Dos? How was the reaction been from it?
Yeah, really, really nice. I'll be honest. It surprised me. I think the video's on. I think it's about 5,400 views now at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and it's nice. You know, it's nice to have a positive reaction, and you know, to nothing. You know, right? I'm not going mental, because you know we had the idea for the video, and that's all we knew is that it started here in my house, and it ended then up in the woods, basically, with me.
As it usually does.
Yeah. How was
with
it
you
performing?
rolling around in the mud?
How was it performing as a solo act instead of being with, you know, the fellow band members and things?
Well, it's a mad one because the first Mahoots band, which we got together September 16 was our first gig. The sort of I put together, you know, with my mates. Really, we sort of went our separate ways in 2018, and I had just been doing, you know, quite a bit of solo stuff, you know, as and when anyway. But you know, the big plan this year at the start of the year was to sort of, you know, get a band together, and get a new band. And obviously that's sort of, you know, I really want to get out there with the band that we're putting together. But yeah, at the moment it's just a case of sort of concentrating the efforts on releasing the album and getting that out now. You know, which is a bit mad, really.
Because on top of obviously you being on your own on stage, there was no audience to bounce back off. So you was only gauging on what the audience at home was feeling and thinking, I suppose. So
it was really bizarre, but it worked because you were amongst friends as well. You know, so everyone wondered about. It wasn't like, you know, you're in a room full of strangers. Although some people might have been. Don't get me wrong, but you know, yeah, it was lovely.
Well, I have got an idea for the next one. We'll just hire one. We'll get one person to stand in front of the stage when they're performing, and they just go crazy, like, you know. So you know, and so there's some sort of reaction for you, like.
Just be in the entire audience.
Yeah, just one person be in the entire audience. Yeah.
Put it that job
somebody loud.
Somebody loud.
I'm sure we can think of someone. From a watching point of view, it was like with most of the acoustic acts, it was like you were sitting in your kitchen, enjoying yourself, strumming away, and just delivering. Because it came across that way from the acoustic stage to me.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, and I was really impressed. Obviously, that was the other thing that I didn't know how the sound was either. You know, you don't know how it sounded and stuff like that. And I was really impressed with just the quality and how good it actually sounded. As well, you know, sort of phone speakers and stuff like that. And that makes all the difference then.
No, Mr. Reese worked hard on it behind the scenes and on the day, and along with his other core people who was doing the sound on the day. And all credit to him, to be honest with you, for the sound. Nobody can ever take that away from him.
No, the sound was incredible. Like you said, when you're in the room itself, it's a completely different experience to what you're actually hearing.
It was weird.
You know, you'd go into the other room and I'd be watching it by phone. It's like, it sounds good. You know, it's a different odd experience, but it worked. And fair play. Take my hat off to everyone.
It was a lovely atmosphere there as well. It was like a proper sort of, you know, big day.
Yeah.
You know, but we just didn't have the crowds. You know,
it was like a TV. It was a TV studio built for the day, and that's what it was. It was like Top of the Pops without the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, Jews all done without the crowd. That's what we was aiming for, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When we all sat down 5 weeks prior.
Do I want to know? What I want to know about the day, right? Is there were 17,000 people that actually tuned in on the day. Where are those people normally when there's a gig on?
No, well,
won't fit them all in Jackson.
Yeah. That's
and a few of them are from other countries. So
I don't know. Just to spite you, First night back, right?
17,000
all
people.
All them people, right? And the
Yeah.
other apps they've accumulated, right? In the weeks and months, right? They're all going to turn up and they'll be like, oh, Eggy said we never
Yeah.
did a big you all turn up now.
Eggy said.
Bollocks the feeding of 5,000.
So it'll be Eggy's fault.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. Pound on the door.
Yeah, did you enjoy your food, drinks in the after party as well, Mr. Dodds?
Oh yeah, aye.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah, it was lovely. I wanted to stay there. I did. I wanted to sort of keep going up and down the stairs and try and sort of evade people. Like some sort of carry-on film, you know, sort of coming up the door, whoop, I jump back in. Here we go.
No, I think the
atmosphere it was like a party atmosphere, you know, and socially distanced. It was all really good.
Yeah.
The atmosphere there was great. You know, everyone was happy to see.
As I've seen on videos and photos, at the end of the day, we set up the tables for people to sit apart in their own little band bubbles and everything else. We had all the directional arrows and the signage up, the hand sanitizers all out. Look, as we all know, right, we can take a horse to water, we can't make them drink, right? We've all been in that scenario. We laid as Jacks, we laid down the ground rules. Look, we can't be behind everybody all the time. So, but I will go on.
I was just going to say, can I just put a disclaimer on this as well? The video, the little video clip you saw of me dancing earlier on. I was at the bar waiting to be served.
Yeah, you were.
When I turned on and did a bit of a dance.
You did.
Which video clip was that? Ben, which video clip was it?
Video clip. Oh, you mean?
Which one was it? Oh, that video clip.
That video clip.
You was an egg.
Yeah. If you notice, he is waiting for his beer because he hasn't got a magic pint glass behind him. He hasn't got one on the bar. No, one in his eye. But you needed the two hands to dance, Egg. So you would have spilt your magic pint glass.
You got pockets.
Oh god, yeah, pockets.
Those pint glasses were amazing. You put them down on a bar, they just fill themselves up. They were amazing.
Benny, that's not the first time. That's not the first time he was dancing all day, though, was it?
No, that wasn't the first time he was dancing.
He was dancing sober, I believe, as well.
He was dancing sober. I don't think he did. I think that was his first pint he was on with it.
Yeah, he had coffee. He's looking confused now of what are we going on about.
Just in Bining's just checking his connection. I'm got a big piece of paper up for me. I'm just yes, I said 520 for you, Mr. Binen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Just in Binen waiting impatiently behind me.
That's what I was doing. He popped up and I was like, shit, if I give him the wrong time. I was just checking my email. I was like, oh, no. And then I come back on, he's there with a piece of paper.
Well,
yes, see you later.
And before you go, Doz, how can people find your new music and everything else if they're watching this podcast? What can they do to check them out?
So, yeah, it's on the Facebook. I got the Facebook page. The Bandcamp page then is www.mahoots.bandcamp.com. And what we've got then is the album is being released on October the 9th. And I put a post out earlier. There's going to be some pre-order stuff, bits and pieces. So limited to 100 copies. So there'll be news about that probably in the week. But yeah, so October 9th, all systems go.
There's a question I've come in a few dots.
All right.
There's a question coming in from Chris Davis. Has Oz cleaned his guitar since?
No. I never clean that bit.
No.
Never look at that bit. It's always facing down.
It's a skip, not a car.
It's not a good
no, but from a Jack's point of view,
oh, he's gone again.
He's gone.
If we can do something for a venue for you at any time you want to go ask.
Nice one. Thank you very much.
No problem. Album launch, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to get back playing. Hopefully soon. You know, it'd be nice to come and have a mad night there as well. But
Definitely.
Thank you for everything in the gig. You all did absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much for having me.
And no, thank you for playing as well, Doz. Honestly, it was a great day. It was a great day, and thanks for popping in this afternoon and having a chat with us.
Lovely to see you all. Hopefully next time we'll be in person.
Yes, hopefully. Have a good one, sir, and speak to you soon.
Ta-ra.
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 Now, there's also a message from Mr. Taylor.
Oh,
and we'll fit them in. I think you're talking about the
17,000 on the day.
17,000 on the day. We'll fit them in.
Do you think so?
We'll open pound stretchers and put a screen upstairs and downstairs. That's what we'll do.
I got a question for Barry here because I noticed what Barry's wearing, but there. Have you got a sneaky screen on in the background by any chance?
There. Right.
Yes.
I keep glancing. Have you noticed?
Yeah, so if you ever see me go like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you see me looking that way, at the minute, it's all right.
So what is the score?
0-0.
No, right. Okay. Not that I know nothing about. I know nothing about the sport.
Benny, put it like this: you haven't seen either of us jump up in the air yet.
Right. So when you do, that means that I take it Liverpool would have scored.
Yes, if we go bollocks,
right?
Liverpool didn't score.
Well. Barry sent me some more videos apart from the video that of you, Egg. But, you're all right. I don't think you're in this one. But
I don't care anyway.
This is a bit behind the scenes of when. Well, let's just say it was halfway through the day and we were feeling a bit tired.
This is what the backstage looks like. Chills, lying down on the fucking job.
At that point, my feet were killing me.
My queen just made coffee and going back upstairs. Yeah, they were I caught them lying down on the job.
You did, and social distancing as well.
Yeah, social distancing, lying down.
Social distance, lying down.
Yes,
but there was fun to be had behind the scenes, and here's another video. No, I believe you. I believe you were having a little dance then to Kerry Haggart. No, I spoke to Kerry. I was hoping that he could come on today, but unfortunately he's working. The one Sunday that he's working is today, so he couldn't make it. But we do give a big thank you to Kerry for taking part on the day. Amazing, and also we got apologies from Kat as well.
Oh,
Kat was hoping to come on today, and she couldn't make it because of other arrangements. But there is one person that is available today.
Oh,
and it's this gentleman.
Aha!
How are you doing?
Are you Chris?
I'm good.
Hello.
Now, I believe we disturbing you today because you're celebrating not yourself, but one of your offspring is celebrating a birthday today.
Well, it's his birthday tomorrow, but we're making most of the weekend.
I don't blame you. It's nice weather.
Yeah,
it is lovely weather.
Birthday wishes.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
He's in Aberdare. He is young Django. He's buried in his computer at the minute, so he's not enjoying the weather.
So, Chris, we've been asking as people are coming in, what was the highlight for you on the day?
I thought well, there's a couple of takeaways I had. One, it was brilliant to see all of you lot and all of the all the guys working on the sound desk and everything. I thought just the team involved, and it's all people I know, and it's all people I mostly like, and it's all people I know, it's all people I know and like, and everybody's very very good at their job they were doing. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight for me, was to see everybody and just how slick it all was, and how professional the actual broadcast setup was in the end, with a multi-camera setup there, and the guys mixing the sound live. That was the biggest takeaway for me, and it was like, all right, basically you guys have made a live television studio from a pub, and streaming it out on the internet, and it's like, just a couple of mates who's thrown it together kind of deal. Like, I mean, there's no big budget BBC logo or anything like that. It's Aberdare, national TV station. Like, I thought it was awesome. I thought that was my favorite thing that I took away from that. Yeah, and it was nice to be actually playing a gig in a venue again. I know I've done quite a few online, like from my garden and whatever, but to actually do one from in a venue was, it was nice. It was nice to do that again.
Cool.
Great, because it was the same for us, really. As you said, it's an idea that was had, and then a pile of friends sort of got together and decided, yeah, come on, we can do this, and and done it. And I take my hat off, as we were saying earlier, to Barry and his team, and Cheney and his team, and to all the acts as well, because every single act that played turned up, when they were supposed to turn up, and they got on stage when they were supposed to get on stage. And it run like clockwork, with Eggy's iron rod of shouting at everyone.
From our point of view, Chris, you hit the nail on the head, to be honest with you. We wanted to put Aberdare on the map, as you know, and we've said it numerous of times. The amount of talent which is in a square foot in Aberdare is incredible. And for anyone outside this little valley, well, and through the world, who watched it, it was nice to put ourselves as a venue and yourselves as acts on the map. And if it give you that little insight into, what Welsh talent is like, we did our job. And that was the main thing. And I picked up on one thing on your interview, which was really good. And that was a nice thing that happened on the day, was when you said, isn't that nice to hear, with a band sound checking and this, that, and the other. And you were spot on, because that bleed that came across was natural in that interview. And for you to pick up on it and say, that's what we're here for, is to hear that, was brilliant. And we haven't heard it. Like you said, you've done gigs from your garden and everything else, but to hear and be in that environment of other people enjoying it as well was just incredible.
It's really funny. It's like, you don't notice that that's what you miss. Because normally, like, I hate like sound checks and things like that. But it was so normal to have that going on in the background. Can you give me a drum, please? Yeah. And how many times have I heard that? And you boys have heard that, like thousands of times.
And you take it for granted. You take it for granted.
You do.
But then all of a sudden, you have that reality check, and it brings you back to that level instead of being there. And you realize that you become grounded and think, all them things I took for granted a long time ago mean so much more to me now.
I just, as a point, I was reminded of something. I don't know if I'm going overboard here, but Nelson Mandela, when he was in prison, right, for however many bloody years, and one of the things that he said was, of all the things that you denied and the things you miss, he said, was the crying of children. He said, like, because you don't hear that in a man's prison or whatever. He said, and for 18 years, and then he came out and he said, like, the first time he heard it, like a child crying, he said, I just burst into tears, actually. And it's the mundane stuff like that. I mean, I'm comparing myself to Nelson Mandela. but I take his point, like, I mean, is that when those things, when the mundane everyday stuff is sort of removed for you for such a long time, and then all of a sudden it's like the things that you, and it's like, oh, it was. I noticed it, definitely. That was yeah.
It was like that from us.
Yeah, it was. Well, we've got talking about sound as we were. Here's a gentleman who dealt with the sound. How are you, Alex? All right?
Not too bad. How are you doing, guys? Looking good.
Thank you.
Hello.
Now, obviously, Chris, where would they find? Where do they find you if people want to look for you? Obviously.
Well, there's two different places to look for me, really. One is under my own name, which, if you can see, is written there. So, Real. No, there's no hills involved. There is no hills. There is a story behind that, which is basically it used to be Summerhill, and two brothers had an argument, and one of them took the H out of spite. And I know someone who actually put it back in out of spite as well. But
families.
If you Google Chris Summerhill, I've got a lot of stuff on YouTube and on Facebook. So I do currently 2020. This is before the lockdown started. I do a song a day, which I've literally just finished recording one year, which is why my tripod is set up outside. That's the first thing. And the band which I played with last week is a band called Tin Goose. We've got a YouTube page and a Facebook page as well. There's not a ton of stuff out there because we're recording the first album, or we were recording the first album until all this happened. But yeah, there's stuff brewing in the works there, like, so we're just putting all that together at the minute. But there is some Tin Goose out there.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, dragging you away from your fatherly duties. But no, thank you very much, Chris. And go out there, look for Tin Goose. Amazing band. You won't get a better entertainer than Mr. Summerhill.
It was that Tin Goose were my year from the day. Because for the days after, all I was singing was Mr. Jones plays piano.
You mean the other video? Ben, you should have queued that one up, Ben. You mean this? See, we don't just throw this show together, do we?
No.
Now, Alex. No, but yeah, from our point of view, it was nice to have an act on the stage as well. There was a few during the day who actually interacted as if there was a crowd there. Yeah. And yourself, Chris, as you know, you've played various venues for myself, and you've always been a born entertainer. And I've even known you to say, excuse the French, bollocks to the mics. I'm just going to stand on a chair next to you and I'm going to serenade you. And that's what that day was about. It was about bringing that experience to everybody else at home.
One thing I found, especially because doing the singing to the camera, like singing to my phone normally, what I do, is obviously that is quite difficult. And to sing to even three people is a lot easier than singing to your phone. One of the things I didn't set up in enough time was when I've done gigs in my garden with the phone like this, I have the comments of people coming up, and sometimes I forget where I am in the song, so I'm starting to read the comments as I'm playing. But to have that come back, to have that, even if it is in that form, even if it's in a written form, or when people do the likes and things like that, it's so much easier to play gigs like that, where you've got something coming back, rather than, I think the very first time I sang to the phone, and it was just literally me in the phone in the garden, and I'm just looking at the little blue thing, which is the camera over there, and then to sing to three people in a bloody venue like that, it's like, it's just so much more normal for me than, so yeah, that was my natural inclination, was to go for that, like. Yeah. And
what was it like shuffling stages, Chris? Because you went from one stage to another pretty quick.
Yeah, that was my down part of the day, was because I was in two consecutive bands on two different stages, and I had to decamp from one and recamp on another one. The only negative I had from it was that I didn't get a chance to tune my violin correctly, and my D string was slightly flat on one song, so
you was
I
string.
remedied that for the last one. But
you D string. You D string.
My D string.
You D string.
My D string was loose. Okay.
His
I
D
thought I
string
could
was
see you
riding.
shuffling around in your trousers. Yeah. Anyway,
His D string was riding.
Well, thank you, Chris. It's been a pleasure having you, and we shall speak to you soon.
Okay. Thank you, brother. I'll see you
Chris,
all soon, guys.
Bye,
So long.
bye,
Chris.
bye.
But
Alex,
How you doing?
how are you?
The main man on
Just had a
sound.
delicious dinner.
He was late coming in because of your dinner. How was your dinner? And
It was delicious, truly.
have you got some for the rest of us?
Absolutely not. No. No.
It must have been good then, because
You all look fairly well fed already, so I think.
Oh, right. So we've been asking the people as they kept popping in and out. What was your highlight of the day?
To be honest, it was a bit of a whirlwind for me because I was sort of, even though I guess I had the best view of the day in terms of I was one of the only people in the room that could actually hear what the people outside the room were hearing. Do you know what I mean? Because I was mixing the sound, I had the full, the headphone mix of everybody playing. So the highlight for me, and not band-wise, not music-wise, the highlight for me was that everything went smoothly. We all had a great time doing it. And it all came together in whatever time that we did it, in the short space of time that we had. That was my highlight, that it just worked, and Cheney and the team did all their stuff. And I know Eggie's been bigged up a billion times, but keeping everybody on time, Herculean effort by all, definitely.
From our point of view, Alex, and obviously the people from at home don't even know this. Do you want to fill everybody in of how people worked behind the scenes in the lead up to everything and everything else as well? Including meetings that we had. So
yeah.
So do you want to elaborate a bit?
I guess the idea of it all, I'm sure that's already been discussed, just as an egg of people wanting to do something, wanting to give back somehow, but. We ended up, I'd say the core team was obviously the four of us here on screen. We had Andrew Cheney from Tantrum, and Tom and Chris Davis from his crew. Funnily enough, Chris Davis playing with Cripple Creek as well. I would say the way it all came together, we had I had my ideas of what the stage should be, in terms of making everything as easy as possible, because, without going too technical in terms of sound and things like that, the room in Jack's is an odd shaped room. And I just wanted to make sure it was going to be as good as it was going to be for the event and going forward. So me, Barry, Paul, the owner, worked together to work out what we can do to make the stage look better and sound better for the bands as well. There was loads of stuff going on behind the scenes. We had Mitch. Mitch was the main point of contact between all of the bands and ourselves. So any information we had, I know both of you guys, Benney and Egg, had input that wouldn't have been there if you weren't there. Do you know what I mean? So it really was an ideal committee, not the sort of group that just sits around and delegates things. We all pulled our weight. We all had something to do with it.
It was nice. It was nice to have a table full of Indians and not chiefs. Everybody with their input.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean from the start.
Yeah, there was no egos at all. Everyone went out and done their bit. And talk of the devil, as you were saying. Welcome, Mitch.
Hello.
Mitch.
How's it going, all right?
Hello.
How you doing?
Now, Mitch obviously was working and playing as well with Wayne. We're waiting for Wayne to be popping in at the moment, but it means he's online. Bring him in.
I love. We based on what we've just what Alex was just saying and Barry was saying there, we've actually got a nice tagline from Don over there. I like that. I like that tagline.
Which one's that?
We make events.
What is it?
I like that.
What did you say?
Hashtag Oh, get up on screen. Get up on screen.
Ah, right,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's
like
one of
that.
the global ones for the sort of keep music live, save the live music industry thing. I think it's for promoters and things like that mostly, but definitely, you know.
Oh, it's used already, is it?
Yeah, it's not an original, but it is.
Never mind. So, Mitch, what was your highlight for the day?
Just the entire thing, I guess. It felt like a big event, see, because even though it was quite old, we have to be very specific about how many people could play and everything.
Yeah.
It was a nice, really big, exciting event, which was concealed just to us, but the whole world got to see it as well, which is amazing part of it, really, I think.
And it was the whole world as well. Like I said, we've had messages from all over the place, really. And as Jean was saying earlier, they've had people from, all over the world that have added them simply because they watched them on Covaid. Yeah. So it wasn't just the Valley, that's the good thing I think that we had was it wasn't just the Valley watching. It showed the whole world the talent that we got in Aberdare and the Valley itself.
Yeah. I think we all knew that. No, do you know what I mean? I think we all knew it wasn't going to be a local thing. It wasn't going to be like a party in the park type thing because the potential of the internet. But then that pressure for that not to get to any of us, for us to just go, well, we're doing it. This is how it's going to be, and we were all confident with it. Nobody had doubts. It was just so smooth.
Oh, every single act on the day were extremely professional as well. They were pretty much, everyone was on time. They were all nice as well and happy, and you kind of worried going in thinking they might be a bit, confused or not knowing how it all went, but it went so well and smoothly, and I commend the whole team as a group for doing that, really, and helping us push it out there, make it such a good day, really.
Listen, the feedback that I've had back, from people was how professional it was. And, I don't think they realize the work that was done behind the scenes, but but they have been appreciative of it because they've said, like it was like watching something on TV. I've seen, I've worked in TV for years, and I've been on productions with live things, and there's always things to go wrong, and there's people that panic. But even when things didn't quite go right, nobody panicked, and it was sorted out. Everyone sort of right, okay, how can we sort this out? And they got sorted straight away. So fair play. Excuse me, my B. Moretti's repeating on me now. It was just an awesome day. I
remember
round.
A little bit of background, sort of insider info. I remember at one point, Eggy came up to me, and he said, "Al, we're 5 minutes ahead of schedule. What do you want to do? Should we move everything forward, or should we stick to the schedule?" And then at that point, I was like, right, this is where things might start falling apart. And I remember saying to you, Egg, I don't care as long as everybody else knows what's going on. I remember saying those exact words, right? And it just worked. Whatever happened, it happened. But
and that's quite unusual, really, when you think about it, especially on a live set. In that, boys, we've got to find 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it's normally shit. We gotta lose 5 minutes. We've got to cut something, and for us to have managed to, at that point, be 5 minutes ahead and still be able to fill that 5 minutes, and we did.
The good thing about it when that happened was there was backup plans in place.
Yeah.
So the backup plans were extra interviews, extra this, off the cuff. So there was lots of things that we could have done if that had happened. And the good thing about it is everybody knew that as well. So it was quite good from that point of view. So, but obviously with the two guys below us, there on the screen, from their points of view, and from me being obviously with Jax, I want to know how their experience was doing the both roles on the day as well, whether it be good or bad and everything else, because obviously they did fantastic jobs for us as the event, but then also they had to go on and perform with their various bands. So that couldn't have been easy for anybody. You can only imagine if you had to interview Ben and then go on stage and then go into a different role to what he was already doing and everything else. It must have been difficult. So I don't know whichever one of you want to go first.
Mitch, you want to go first?
Al, do you want to go first?
All right, I'll go first.
I think my answers I am.
I was just worried more than anything from being basically in control of the sound for the whole day to going on stage, no headphones, trusting lovely Barry upstairs just came over, looked after the sound desk for Dr. Bland's Bad Batch. I had about 3 minutes to get ready, put my bass on, put it on stage after wrangling the band on the electric stage to come off as well. I definitely wouldn't do it again. As much as I loved it, I wouldn't play and work like that because I wasn't in my element on stage. I was in my element behind the scenes, but I didn't feel like I was ready to go. Even though it was only 15 minutes, as a performer, you feel like you've got a zone and things like that. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say that that's the one thing that I was kind of glad, because to swap between the both of them can be quite exhausting because they are two different sort of mindsets. And to jump from one to the other and then back to the other. Yeah. So I take my hat off to you guys for actually doing that. We're having a bit of issues. Oh, right. Bear with me a second. I've got to try and Wayne is having trouble logging in. So you chat between yourselves and I shall help Wayne log in.
Okay. So do you want to go, Mitch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when it was exciting for me because I like to embrace the chaos. Like the more that's happening in one go, you kind of challenge yourself then to try and do as best you can in every field then. And I think as the day started, it was very, as soon as it started, we all got thrown into the deep end to say, right, this is what we have to do now. We have to get the bands and equipment ready. We have to move them upstairs. They have to come downstairs. We got to carry their gear in through one door so we can stick to the regulations. And I think as we were going along, we were getting quite used to how to do it as well then. Because with the first band, we knew that we needed to take the gear in, and the second band turned up, oh, we just did this with the first band, so we'll do the same with you now. And I think you get into a bit of a flow with how you do it yourself then, with setting up and organising it. And then I think when it came to the point when we came to perform ourselves then, I think we were quite relaxed with how we were running things. And so I went off and did that. And as soon as we finished then, I went back to help then. And I don't know, I just think it all came together really well. And it's a bit of a learning experience for a lot of us as well, because we haven't done anything on a scale where you have to stick to such a strict deadline and keep it all in time. I think every band finished 5 minutes early as well on the day, which was
of course,
which was amazing, really, considering most bands tend to play over rather than play under in their sets.
And I suppose the good thing about it from our point of view, in a visual point of view, with the little hiccup that went on at the part and start of your set, Mitch.
I am sorry about that.
No. Do you know, from a visual point of view, we only knew it was a hiccup, but from a visual point of view, it actually looked like it was part of it. It actually looked like it was supposed to be there. So,
which part
credit
was that?
to yourself. Credit to yourself for actually having the wit to just go with it. Yeah, but it
I'll
did.
tell you exactly what happened. Again, a bit of background insider info. Because I'm sat there with the headphones on, I can hear what's coming out the front. So for everybody at home, that's what I was listening to. What you were listening to. Now on stage, because Head Noise have got like a backing track for a lot of the instrumentation, I could hear it going on, but they couldn't on stage. I forgot to actually turn it on stage for them. And so I'm sat there like, well, what's the problem, boys? It sounds fine to me. Just crack on. But I'm glad we sorted in the end. And I do apologize for that.
I think
I like to embrace the chaos.
I think that
I like to embrace the chaos.
I vividly remember looking over to Alex, and Alex was looking at the stage going, "No me."
So
it was you. It was you.
Well, it doesn't matter because it all sorted itself out, and it all came out in the wash, and it was seen too professionally. Well, lads, again, thanks for coming on. Sure, we got our next guest lined up. Wayne's going to try and pop in at some point because just to say hello, I think. But Mitch, before you go, so give Head Noise a bit of a shout. How can they be found? And the same then, Alex, same for you guys. How can we find your bands?
Just all Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, AOL.
MySpace?
Find it.
Bebo? Hang on, I must be an
Just
old.
type it in, you'll come up.
They'll find up. And Alex, for Dr. Bland's Bad Batch.
We've almost gone to deliberate attempts not to be found, but there is a Facebook page. There is a YouTube page. We've got a music video. We're planning on a bit more, but look, if you can remember the name, that's all you need to do at the end of the day, at least with us. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be hard, but thanks again for having us, guys.
No problem, boys.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, and speak to you soon. Ta-ra now.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, boys.
I can't log out.
Right then, gentlemen, we've got two special gentlemen coming in now.
Oh,
and
hey,
it's Mr. Justin Biden and Mr. Chris Davis. Yay!
Hi guys.
From Cripple Crew.
Special gentlemen, but by special gentlemen, do you mean we get the special bus?
No licking windows. No licking windows. Hang on, I'm just going to get my charger.
Okay.
How's it going, gents? All right?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Nice to see you all. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too. Now, this is an international call because Mr. Davis is in Poland.
I'm speaking to you from my hotel room in my pants, waiting to go out for a meal tonight. Obviously not in my pants going out. I'm partway through getting ready.
He's in Krakow, not cracking one off. No.
Keep it clean, Mr. Benney.
So again, we'll ask you the same question as we asked everyone else as they come in. What was your highlight of the day, gentlemen?
The highlight of the day, I think, was definitely the way that it was all put together. The fact that it ran over, under time is unheard of. I mean, we've all done lots of multiple band days and things like that, and the one thing you can pretty much guarantee is that things will run over.
The one thing you can guarantee is normally the Cripple Creek overrun because
I agree with
they
that.
do a 15-minute version of Early Woman.
That's right. Exactly.
You've no idea though how difficult it was to do a set that was because it had to be less than half hour really. And I think we did find it a bit difficult because it usually takes about 20 minutes to start warming up.
And like you said there, you're quite right in what you're saying. We tend to sort of go off on tangents and things like that. But and it's absolutely right what Chris said, is that we're so used to doing that to rein it in took a bit of doing.
Yeah. But it was good. It's nice to be put in that position where you have to do things and work that way. It's something in all the 25 years we've been together, we've never done anything like this.
No. And what was good for me is the fact of just before you went on stage, how professional you all are because of obviously the experience you have. Because Alex was on the other stage finishing off his. Obviously, the other sound engineer was on the stage as well, and then you had to put up with me just faffing around and trying to get little bits organised, and then Alex came to the rescue at the end. But it showed how consummate professionals you were and the experience you have with
Barry. I'm pretty sure that anyone who knows you, they gotta get used to you faffing around because that's all you do. Constantly faffing.
I do it well. What can I say?
You're one of the best faffers I've ever seen.
Hey, it's better than Benny wanted a fluffer all day, but he got a faffer instead.
and speaking from sort of potentially being around that kind of thing, we're really glad that you were just faffing, but
from earlier on when Benny was lying on the floor, he was expecting a fluffing, I think.
Got to be thankful, I suppose, the Barry did have his kilt on as well.
Oh dear.
It was a family show, though. It was a family show. So.
Do you know what I took from it though is, I mean, as the nature of the band scene, there's always a bit of friendly competition. There's always that little bit of, whenever you do a festival or whenever you do a big gig like this, there's kind of, you will get one or two bands perhaps pushing their luck a little bit, making themselves go on a little bit too long, so it has a little knock-on effect. So then the bands later on don't get the same amount of, there can be a little bit of precious behaviour in these sort of things. On that day, none whatsoever. Everyone was making sure that, look, everyone gets their fair, bite of the apple. It was brilliant. Lovely atmosphere. I've never been in that sort of atmosphere where people are all in it together, and it's not about what you do, showing yourself off. It's about helping show everyone else off. It's brilliant.
And if I'm honest, there was definitely a kind of feeling straight from when we turned up, a feeling of like there was an electric atmosphere there, because I think everybody realised that this was like a kind of first, and we were all part of it. Nobody knew really what to expect, and that was palpable as well. That sort of feeling of uncertainty. Luckily for us, we are used to playing to nobody. So, maybe that was Barry. Maybe that's why it was kind of mistaken for us being professionals. Maybe we're just used to not having people watching us anymore.
Just picking up what you just said there. It was a case of, from our point of view, it was when you did turn up, it was making sure that every band and every individual knew how they were going to do things, how we were going to do things. And from that time that you rocked up in the back and started putting your kit ready, it was knowing where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing it, and when you're going to be doing it. And that was down to the whole team, again, organising it. And then the band's going, yeah, marvellous, we were there. Just let us know where we need to be, what we need to be doing, and how we need to be doing it. And it just worked. It did work.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And it was exciting as a result of that, And I think we, especially we've been around for forever, and we've never done anything like that before. So it was a first for us, which was exciting in itself,
Don't get us wrong. I wouldn't want to do it again, just purely because I don't want anyone to be in that circumstance. No, in the circumstances. Look, it's no good for anybody, but it was the best that it could have been for that circumstance. And that's it. I would rather you playing in front of 300 people, just be total chaos, than everyone jumping around with a beer in their hand, as you all.
Yeah, but needs must. And I think every single band who were there were just so happy to get on stage and play.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about it, is the fact that you guys just went up there and smashed it on the day. And it just, from our point of view again, if it had gone tits up, it would have been a disappointment because of the hard work that was put in before. But the bands all on that day just put the cherry and the icing right on the top of that cake for everybody else. They just come in at the tail end and just followed all the hard work that went prior to it. And it was detriment to every single band. And like we said earlier on, the bar was set from Shovelface early. Chris, you was there to see it. But from that bar was set very high from the very first band, and every band coming behind knew, no matter of their experience and where they've been and what they've done, had to bring it, and they did.
Yep.
Every band and every individual and every act brought it on that day.
With a live stream, there's nowhere to hide.
No.
When you're playing live to an audience, there's the audience noise. You can things only happen and they're gone. The moment it's happened, it's done. It's vanished. Yeah. So no one's really going to remember about that note that you played, wrong, or the bit you were slightly early coming in that it just doesn't get done. A live stream, no, they can go back and look at it. They can go back over it, and any cock ups are really going to stand out.
Have you watched your set back yourselves, the two of you?
Do you know what? I've watched everyone else's set. I've watched bits of our set.
Yep.
But I haven't sat down and watched it all. I haven't. I really haven't. there was put it this way, I watched the bits that I thought I fucked up on.
Did you?
And then go, I did, but you couldn't really tell.
That's what I mean. You watched the whole set.
What did you think of it, Justin, as you watched it?
It was great. I mean, I watched all the bands sort of up to the point of having to leave to come down, you know, and I was really impressed by the way that it was all being put together, and then to watch us later be part of it, and I thought it was fantastic, and you know, we're all very proud of our music scene around here and the heritage of the music around here, and we're all very proud to be part of it, you know, in every possible way. And I think as well, you know, to be able to do that and to see all your friends doing it as well, was bringing people back together after a long layoff without seeing each other and without playing. So aside from the actual physical playing of it as well, just having that social aspect where everybody, you know, in the music scene is back together and doing it was just amazing. And the playing was just like the cherry on the top, if you like, you know.
Yeah, it was like your interview. You know, your interview came across really well, and the last going off. I've just picked up on bits because I've watched it all back, and as the guy said, we didn't really catch a lot on the day because we were all so busy behind the scenes. A bit on your interview where it was just, and don't forget, when all this is over, support live music. And that really hits home to me because we're all in that situation where we're missing live music, we've missed festivals, we're missing playing, we're missing the atmosphere of a live audience, for whatever reasons. And that was a great message to put out there. Even though it was that little segment, it did stick in my mind that's what it was all about. And that topped off what the day was about, is support in live music.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And to know that, you know, that's not going to stop us from doing it, like, you know.
No, and that, you know, it's a pandemic all around the world, and it hasn't stopped us who like live music, and doing that to it and saying, no, you're
exactly.
not gonna stop us. We're going to find a way. We're still going to find a way. We did.
And we did. Yeah. And he said it was a day, fun had by all, even behind the scenes. Everyone enjoyed themselves apart from Chris. Because he was miserable all day.
I was working hard.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I thought I hadn't seen him before.
Well, no, because you've never worked, so you wouldn't know what it's like.
Look, well, I'm a performer, darling. I'm a performer.
I beg to disagree. He got dermatitis. How did he get it?
Can you catch dermatitis off other people? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, he must have been rubbing the wrong bits.
Yeah, that's him all over.
So again,
that's what he's been rubbing his head all these years. That's why he's bald, is it? Because he's like, how do I do that?
What's next for Creek? What's next?
Well, I mean, there is a plan to hopefully do some recording soon.
Recording?
You know, yeah, because we haven't recorded anything since 1983.
No, when would be the last time we recorded?
1983.
No,
it's been donkey's years. I mean, it's got to be over 10 years. Got to be.
The plan is now there's lots of new material, you know, in the bank. There's stuff that we didn't record from the last time. So we're going to be recording that and getting the vinyl done. So the vinyl, hopefully sometime next year, we'll have a vinyl out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Really good.
Yeah,
Ooh,
definitely.
Awesome.
Can we get a framed signed vinyl on the wall in Jack's? What?
Of course you can.
Yeah, it's going to cost 150 quid, but you can have one. Yeah, no problem.
I just said, are you in a bit? Can we get a free signed vinyl?
Yeah.
Spray gold for you as well.
It's always good to put in the bog to look at when you're sitting there, isn't it?
Better than have a naked photo of yourself in your bathroom, innit?
Well, I've been there, done that.
Yeah, only idiots do that.
Well, you said it. It keeps people out of the toilets. That's the
It
main
does.
thing.
It does. Yeah. In fact, mine was taken down. Somebody took his beer.
Along with his phone.
We don't need to see it, Gareth. We don't need to see it.
No.
Oh, there it is. Chavi, man.
I hope there's no kids watching. No, but I'm glad for the experience, and for Chris, it must have been weird for you because you was part of the whole day, and then, as I said to Mitch and Alex earlier on, just jump in then from behind your duties with Tantrum and getting on stage and performing must have been really difficult and really.
I did find that very strange because it's a very organic thing that we got. We've all known each other for such a long time that not spending a bit of time with everyone beforehand, just chewing the fat, having a chat, getting all relaxed and ready to go in. It was a bit weird, but that was another reason why I watched it again just to see if it showed, and I didn't.
You should have had your half-hour lunch before and told Cheney I'm going for lunch.
Yeah,
lunch.
Tantrum doesn't do lunch.
Oh, hang on. Look, you got fed. You got fed on the day.
Oh yeah.
That was breakfast.
That was breakfast.
No, you had. Hang on now. You had big bacon baguettes delivered.
I did.
Everyone.
Breakfast and I said we didn't do lunch. We had breakfast and supper.
But you had a shitload of stack of pizzas at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were great.
They were lovely.
It took two pizza girls to carry them in. It was like the Leaning Tower of pizza on the bar. They were just.
Oh, boo!
Free beer and pizza. I mean, anybody would do a gig for that.
Well,
yes.
Hang on, pizza and great trees. What more do you want? Pizza and great trees beer. What more do you want?
Oh yeah, outstanding.
Well, I tell you what else you could have had in the gig to top it off. Audience. Only an audience.
Oh, audience.
Pizza and great trees in an audience. Job done. But then again, as we said, we made best of a situation that we went like that to COVID. And we're going to do this.
One thing I got to ask Chris, because Chris was working it all day. Have you had, do you know that half hour you played for Creek? Have you had to work that time back for Cheney yet?
He's got to come home from his holiday early, especially.
Yeah.
So now you're out in Poland at the moment, Chris. So
yes.
What are you enjoying out in Poland? The food.
Food. Cocktails.
I'm wearing his mask.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Jack's mask. So where in Poland are you?
Krakow. We're right in the Kazimierz.
So I was right at the beginning. That was just a guess. You're in Krakow.
Yeah. We're right. We're sort of pretty central. It's lovely. It really is gorgeous.
So it's sorting out your record deal in Europe with the Creek tour.
Well, this is the thing that we have been to. There was a venue we went to the other day just for a drink, and you're talking to the guy who runs the venue there, and he's in. He was practically, he's distraught because it's decimated the tourist industry, and they can't have live music going on there. So it means that it looks like you're going from last year. This bar was jam packed full of people. This year there was me and Kath. It's just like wow.
So Chris, surely while you were there, and you would have put your work out on and pitched him an idea as a music venue.
It's very hard to pitch to people who speak a different language than you, Egg.
Oh, right, okay. Anyway,
the language is food.
Yeah, wow. and on that, I'm gonna get it's behind the camera there. I can see Kath is looking at me saying, "Are we going out?" Ooh. So
she was asking, "Are you coming out?"
No, she just flashed me the Vicks now, saying that because she didn't do it. I just made that up, but now she believes that everyone believes that she did, and she's distraught.
No, don't be distraught. Don't be distraught.
Just tell us something's more important.
We know
nothing's more important than food, Barry.
I can see.
Well, you go take your wife. You go take your wife for food.
Well,
Well, I gotta switch that camera off first.
Yeah, turn the camera off first. Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you guys.
Ta,
See you
Chris.
when you're home.
See you when you get back. Take care.
Looking forward to playing jacks.
So just obviously you with Creek as well, but also you do play on your own as well. Notice I didn't say play with yourself, but you play on your own as well, and with Paul. So are you doing anything else music-wise?
Well, I mean, it's been such a long time since we've done anything, you know, with the whole lockdown experience and things like that, that there's no sort of plans at the moment. I've been recording at home in my studio through lockdown and things, you know, and getting sort of stuff down on vinyl and things, just of my own songs, you know. But as far as like any future plans goes, it's all a little bit, you know.
I take it Liverpool have just scored because these two idiots have just jumped up and down. I do apologise.
Sorry, Jeff.
That's all right.
I do apologise for my for my co-hosts.
Yeah, but no, you know, I mean, there's always music happening in some respects, I guess, you know.
Yeah. So where would they find your stuff?
In my house.
In your house.
I haven't been putting it out, if I'm honest. I'm just recording, you know, all the songs just to have so that they don't die with me.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Stockpile for the future, yeah.
That's right. There's something for my kids to be embarrassed by when, you know, in years to come. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and joining us this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I suppose sort of pleasure to have Chris as well. But you know, yeah, and tell the rest of the boys that we send out love, and we should see you all soon.
Fantastic, boys, and thanks again for your wonderful job doing, you know, all the hard work. Brilliant, great to be part of it.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Right, I should speak to you soon. Now we've got our next guests coming on as well. So if you just bear with me a second. I know
we've had this many guests ever.
I know it's our last two guests as well.
Oh, it's like bloody buses. You wait for one to come along, and then 20 of them come along. Like,
well, give a big hello to Mike and John from Raider. Hello, how are you, gentlemen?
Hey,
you all right?
Hi.
Yeah, how are we?
Hi,
disorganized.
That's all right. Enjoying the sun and a glass of wine, innit?
You can't beat
Mike, I'm with you. I'm with you. Look,
I'm on the water now.
Oh, nice stuff. I'm on this one.
Oh, I like that. That's on offer at the minute.
I know why. That's why I bought it.
That's why he's on it.
I don't pay him at his full price.
It's down to £6 as well. I know. It's lovely as well at 19 crowns. Really good.
Nice stuff.
But anyway, enough for beer.
Egg is looking sad in the middle there because he hasn't got anything apart from some coffee.
Literally, I'm the only one not drinking here. What's happening?
Well, that's your own effing fault. So, John, are you drinking, John?
I just swiftly polished something off. Mike popped up 5 minutes ago and said, "Are you available for an interview in 7 minutes?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I'm always fucking ready. Why not?"
Rock and roll, good man. Right, well, we can ask you guys the same question as we have the rest as they've been coming in. What was your highlight of the day?
Playing a live show.
Same answer as everyone else.
Yeah. I think that was the thing, man. We literally had like 2 rehearsals all together. One of them being the morning of the gig in Newport. So we had 2 rehearsals to quickly like chuck it all together, and then it was like our first gig all together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With me.
Yeah,
Well,
that was the first one.
To be honest, Mike, we just chucked it together and look how it came across.
It was good, man. It was just awesome to just all be together on the same stage playing, I think.
Well, there's something to say about organised chaos.
Yeah,
isn't it
definitely.
really?
Well, organised chaos is the best type of chaos. You know, it's just whatever. So
I agree.
I got a question anyway, because obviously it was said it looked like a TV studio and this, that, and the other. And Mike, you've been on obviously a TV studio and where you've been and what you did. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to detract from Radar, you know, by bringing it up. But from your perspective, how did the day go under them circumstances as being like a live TV studio for you?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, on The Voice, it wasn't filmed live, so
Right.
it wasn't. You know, it was pre-recorded, but the Spectre, the Tantrum guys, and Cheney and everyone done it too. And the whole team were just, they were on the ball. It was like, well, it was like nothing I'd done before. Really, it was. It was just, they were just slick, they were professional, and it was just everything. The sound, the lighting, everything was just spot on, wasn't it? Watching it back, I think all I've had off people who watched it is just brilliant positive comments about how well everyone done, like the whole team.
I've had lots of comments about John's behaviour on stage. Do you know what? Right?
What was he doing?
There could have been nobody in the room, 1 million people in the room, and that same performance you would have got out of John, which was brilliant.
100%.
It was just incredible to watch. He just didn't care. He was making love to that camera.
That's professionalism to you, isn't it?
and John got fed after with the humongous amount of pizzas that happened.
Yeah, that was his highlight. He told me.
Yeah. And while we're live on air, I do believe I do have that microphone too, Mike.
There you are.
It is still in Jack.
Awesome.
I thought it was taken, but it wasn't, so it was my mistake. It is.
I'll have to come and get it because in fact, Mark sent us a new demo for one of the songs that we're recording for the album, and I was going to record a demo vocal on top of it, and then I was like, "Oh, where's my mic?"
Yeah, but it is
Harry's
there.
got it.
Couldn't you got a decent mic? Well, not so much a decent mic. The mic is fine. But there's a beat-up grill on it. Does it make it sound better, or does it make it
I've
my
had
notes
an
lower?
SM58 since 1989.
Hey, that's his lucky mic, that is.
I
You're lucky he
love
wasn't
it.
his pants. It's lucky he didn't leave his lucky pants behind.
I left them many occasions, but I love an SM58. But you can buy a new grill.
That's all right.
It's like John there playing with a beat up guitar. Do you know what I mean?
I don't use it. I don't use it. It's just normally in a bag. I just use it in the house to record some demo vocals or whatever. Just plug it in. It's not one that I use. But
so, John, how was it coming back to Wales for you?
Wait for it. You finished yet, Mike?
Yeah.
How was it for you, John, coming back to Wales and back to home?
Well, the kind of whole day. I set off at 6 in the morning. I got on a megabus that went to Bristol first from the Midlands. That took 4.5 hours. Got off, had a pint at the pub, went to a rehearsal, got in the car, went to a venue, played a gig. I didn't stop the whole day.
And then it's pizza.
Yeah. I ate my body weight in pizza, yeah. And,
there's a song there, isn't it? Dedication.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yeah. And these lot were like, wow, especially Mike. Oh, it's 10 minutes from my house, this is. I was like, it's funny. Like 6 hours together.
They even dropped the car off on the way.
When you were saying like about the kind of performance and all that, I mean, like, I'm quite, believe it or not, and Mike will tell you, I'm not really the most talkative of people in person, really, but I grew up watching like Bon Jovi's, the Def Leppard's, the Whitesnake, and you watch them on stage and you're like, that is another world.
Yeah.
Like, people are just larger than life. And if I'd have got off, like my back was in half and I was like a bit pissed off. We're sitting on public transport that smelled like shit for hours. But I don't know. I just absolutely fucking love playing.
Come alive on stage, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say, from an artist's point of view, at the end of the day, you turn into a different person, no matter what goes on before you go on stage. When you get on stage, you're there to perform, whether it's in front of a crowd, a camera, whatever. The same you got to deliver in the recording studio. You still got to give that performance because, believe it or not, when you're listening to it on a record or a demo, it comes across if you're not enjoying it. If you know you when you go on that stage, there's no point. There isn't a point.
And it was the whole day was a show, wasn't it? It wasn't a collection of people playing their instruments, looking down at the floor. You know, and it is a bit of a different circumstance, but it's a show. You got to entertain people. And you know, I'd like to think with the amazing amount of money raised at the end that everyone managed to pull it off, really, didn't they?
Well, the amount of money is still going up every day. We haven't shut the Just Giving page yet, and obviously, as you guys know, that off the back of this, we are going to create a CD, which is in the offering when Eggy decides to get the material to us. So, look,
talking of CDs, Barry.
Sorry, what was that?
Talking of CDs.
Yes, go on. Oh, right. I knew said we threw it together.
Are you enjoying yours? Have you listened to it yet? Or?
I haven't pulled it off the shelf. I will be honest.
No, Mike, if you're giving it to me, I would listen to it.
No, give him a freebie. There is two reasons why I haven't pulled it off the shelf. One, I listened to it on my phone in the car anyway, because obviously with modern technology you can just play it, even though I have a CD player. And two, I don't really want to take it out the case and spoil the signatures, because I need to get it all signed, because you wasn't here to sign you a bit.
Yeah, no, I did. I signed it before I went.
Mine, did you? Are you sure?
Yeah, I signed them all before I left.
I think I'm missing at least one signature of it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to play it. I want to keep it.
We'll forge it. Whoever it is, we'll forge it.
I want to keep it and then put it in my cupboard. And when you're big and famous, I can pull it out and auction it.
What do you mean when? What do you mean when?
Mike, John, what have you got in the pipeline? What's happening with Radar? What's the backstory now? What are you doing?
Where do we go from here, Mike? Like what Mike was saying earlier about the album, we're just bouncing things back and forth over the internet, really. Who knows when the world will shut down again, but an album is what we're gunning for, probably March. There's a string of dates in South Wales when everyone's allowed to do it, you know, but just keep on making people grin from ear to fucking ear, really.
Yeah, we've been in the studio already. We've recorded like the first track, and we've got demo versions of about 5 other tracks, I think, for the album so far. So it's just being able to get in the studio and getting it down, really. And we got some gigs booked in for next year for May. We got, if you head over to Gareth Rees News Agents and pick up the new issue of Power Play, we're in that.
There are other news agents in town, but Gareth's the best, yeah.
If nothing else, Mike is prepared for this interview.
I got props, man. I got props.
He's better prepared than us.
Do you know, I was just going to say that, but do you know the one good thing? Well, not so much good. The one good thing is, I think, if I'm correct, your live performances, 90% of your live performances have been in Jacks.
Yeah,
100%.
I thought you played one outside Jacks. Haven't you played
That's
one?
That's our first gig.
Yeah, but
Covaid
you only played one other. You only played one other, haven't you?
No,
outside
we
Jacks.
No, we had dates. The thing was, we had gigs lined up to promote
your
the
EP launch.
So the EP was due out earlier this year, but with everything with COVID, it was put back. The mixing in the studio and everything, so the studio shut down. So it was put back, and unfortunately, the gigs were also cancelled.
So 100% of your gigs have been of Jacks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Plan on continuing this as well.
I tell you what, there's a story behind that nowadays. If and when.
Definitely a story for Take a Break or something like that. Or
but it was so nice to have you. It was so nice to have you guys sort of there and do what you do best.
It was,
because I got a sweet spot for that sort of 80s hair metal, you know, that era. It was when I was growing up and really getting into a bit of music. Yeah, I like my other stuff, but that was like your secret airbrush in the mirror in your bedroom with your tape on, you know, your Technics going on your multi-stack hi-fi. You know, it was that era, wasn't it? You know, and some of the albums that came out during that mid-80s
awesome.
period of air metal, from your Guns N' Roses to your Slippery When Wet to your Europes, all them sort of albums. And I suppose that's where kind of Mike and John, you take your inspiration from.
I believe I heard you once upon a time mention a Richard Marx.
He is my hero. He is my John. He is my musical hero. Late 80s.
Yeah.
He is my musical hero, and I'll hold my hands up. But at the end of the day, even you as a rocker probably got a secret passion.
No, but I love Richard Marx. Like,
I'm
not discrediting it. Like anything.
Hazard. Was it Hazard?
Yeah, Hazard. Look at Eggy. I was lucky enough to be to sit in the front row of Colliston Hall to see him on his last tour when he did his acoustic tour, and John Parr was actually supporting him.
John Parr.
And
John
do you know what?
3 times.
Do you know what? John Parr's performance was exactly like the record. It was unbelievable. But to actually be from
the voice, is it John Parr?
St. Elmo's Fire.
Of course it was, yes.
Restless Heart as well from Running
Yeah,
Man.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
to be actually
And the best.
Yeah,
That was famous for the Gillette adverts.
You're the best around.
There's a story.
No, not that one.
No, not that one. Which one?
The one on the Gillette adverts.
Wait, what does that go like?
What was that, John? How does that go? The best.
The best
you're the singer.
man can get.
Your microphone.
Yeah,
from
Gillette, the best a man can get. That's the one.
That was him. Wasn't it? Oh my god.
That's
Yeah.
him.
The story around St. Elmo's Fire. I don't know if everyone knows it. It was the fact that he recorded. Well, he went into the studio to record it, and Richard Marx was supposed to do backing vocals for him. Richard Marx was ill, so he didn't do it. But he went into the studio and didn't have a clue what he was going to write about, because the song has nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
It's just the song is to do with it's a guy who broke his back. And it was the Rick Hansen Foundation, who's the biggest spinal and in America and Canada, he's the guy who basically was hitchhiking and smashed his back on a toolbox in the back of a ute, and then decided to go and raise money for spinal injuries. And they went 150, 300 yards down the road and smashed their wheelchair off the back of a transit van. So that is the story behind how that song came about. Yeah, it was to be there.
School day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I reckon on that note, thank you guys for popping along to see us today. Again, thank you so much for playing on the day. It was, and you ended that day off with a high, and again you're ending this day on a high for us as well. Like so.
Thank you, guys.
If only you had another song, innit?
If only you had another song, yeah.
One more song.
One more.
Well,
one more.
Next time you've got plenty more. 8 brand new tracks for the album, so it's all right. We got plenty more next time.
And hopefully, when this is all over, you'll come and play Jacks again for us, and in front of a real good audience this time.
Keep up the 100% appearance, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Other venues are available, but we don't care about them.
So, if people want to find you guys, where can they find you?
Yeah, Facebook.
In the beer garden, by the look of it.
I'm in my house. This is my back garden. This is my back garden. Raider Music UK is like Instagram. Raider. Just type in Raider on Facebook. You'll find us. Spotify, iTunes, everything. Just come and look us up on Facebook and click all the links.
Can I just ask a quick question? Why was the band called Raider?
John. Well, I was listening to a Kenny G album. And the inspiration just No.
Excellent.
See, it's not a gimmick. I love this stuff. I was in a rehearsal room with a guitar player, and we were coming up with a name and something you could chant. I like 2 syllables. Raider, Raider. Drunk people can get on board with it. He had an Oakland Raiders American football jersey on.
Mm-hmm.
I was banding around all these like Steel Fist and stupid metal names, and I just looked at his top, and it was an S on the end of Raiders. I thought, well, if I knock that off, I can work with that, and that was it. There's no
Raider.
Yeah, that was it, and I just thought.
And then the legends were born.
Yeah.
So, is there a Mark in your group, boys?
Yes.
The band? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there he
hang
is,
on.
just at the end.
Fucking hell.
just as we logging off.
Hey, we can run
Popped in for
over.
3
Hey,
minutes.
we didn't
Be-
run
better
over in
late.
Jacks. We can run over now.
Better late than never. Better late than never. Hiya, Mark. Welcome to the Crazy Gang.
If we
We're
can see
going
him.
now, Mark. You missed it.
Video is none.
Oh well.
Tell me about his video on.
Don't worry about him.
It's on now.
Mark,
I can see
come
him.
on, Mark.
I can see him now.
We can't.
Oh, you can't
Kenny
see him.
G.
Can you?
No.
Oh well, never mind. Well, folks, it's come to that time of day. It's
If you want to
19
see
years.
Gets up at the end. Mark had it.
Mark,
2 minutes.
he
2 minutes.
has
2
arrived.
minutes.
He arrived. We got
Tell him.
Mark.
2 minutes.
Mark, give a big
2
hello.
minutes.
We still can't hear him. Oh, see him.
Yeah. If you
He's
want to see
brilliant.
Mark, you'll have to come watch us next time we play Jacks.
Oh, like it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like it. Do like it.
Guitarist extraordinaire.
Keep him a secret.
Keep him a
1
secret.
minute.
No,
1 minute.
thanks.
1 minute to go. Well, guys, thank you very much for coming. Barry, thank you very much for joining us as well this afternoon. Don't forget, me and Egg are back next Saturday morning for something for the weekend. Early 10 till midday. What are we going to do? Who knows? We're thinking of changing the format, but we never. Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out next week. Barry, do you want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, just a big. Oh, there's Mark. Hang on, Mark's beard. Hang on. Does Mark want to say anything quickly? Mark. Hi, Mark.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Anyway,
Mark,
just
say bye.
Right.
just from Jack's point of view, thank you for everybody who was involved, from everyone behind the scenes to everyone who performed. The day was amazing. I wouldn't change a thing. Would I do it all again? I think my poems on the night upstairs said it all. No. But at the end of the day, let's hope we don't have to do it again, and we can do it with an audience, and then just get live music and Jacks back on the map.
Excellent. Right. Thanks very much, everyone. Shall speak to you all soon. From me and Egg. See you next Saturday. Egg, give a big hello to her.
Ta-da.
Ta-da, everyone.